All right, you guys, what is going on tonight?
What's up?
Tonight.
We got Chad over here to my right.
Got my pencil.
Steve-O on the left of me.
Give me something to write on, man.
Dano in front of me.
I got some paper.
And me.
Rusty Bone.
In the blue corner.
We are in the house tonight, and we're going to be talking some album reviews. We're going to be talking a 4x4 of the big four of glam, hair metal, whatever you want to call it. Who are the big four? We're going to have a banger battle between two
Heavyweights.
kind of heavyweights, kind of debut albums, but not so much debut, but sort of. We'll get to that. We're going to talk about some concerts that we wish we would have seen that we didn't see. So, you guys ready to kick this bad boy off?
Yes, indeed.
All right. This is going to go with our album review. We're drinking Driftless Glen because Glenn Hughes may have a part of what the album review is going to be. But
He definitely does.
we shall see,
right.
right? So we're going to taste the American Spirit. This is a single barrel straight bourbon whiskey cast strength.
It's castrated.
That's what I
something
heard.
like
That's
that.
what I heard.
So we got
Hopefully it doesn't castrate us.
Got some
117
Rocky Mountain oysters going along with this.
maybe 117 proof.
Oh, so it's some
We're gonna
high
have some
octane.
high octane on this one for sure. But let's do this. Let's kick this show off. Get this party started.
Now we're talking.
Pretty good, actually. I thought it would be burning more. No burn.
You know,
It's late. It's a late comer.
that's
But it's
for
good.
117 proof.
Definitely good. Yeah, it doesn't.
That's really
It stays
good.
right there.
Yeah, well, I gave it a nice force down, but I got some cherry out of that. I got some cherry out of
So
that.
subtle notes of clove and a little hint of cinnamon in there.
Clove. Oh my gosh.
what
Does
it
that
says.
take you
I'm
back
not
to the
that good.
80s?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cloves.
Well, those things just disappeared, didn't they?
Yep.
Oh no,
They're still
not
I
around
know
my
they
house.
exist, but
Not around my house. Yeah, there's
No,
some,
but when we're
some
like-
of the girls come around once they start drinking. They got to get a clove gone.
Really? Still?
Still.
I never heard of those things in a long time. We were probably 7th, 8th grade or something. That was the thing for.
They were
Especially the high
the girls
schoolers at that
had
time.
those at the parties all the time. In the
Oh
80s.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, the girls. I mean,
It smelled like that all the time. Yeah, you didn't have some of that with your Bartles and James over there in the corner.
I didn't have that either. I was drinking Stroh's Fire Brewed. You know why we bought Stroh's? Because
it was cheap.
All beers. Well, that's a big reason. All beers came in like 12 packs and 24 packs. Stroh's came in a 30 pack at that time. That was
Oh nice.
6 extra for the same
guys remember
price.
Stroh's is a Coors product, so it was just a cheap.
You
It
guys
was
remember
their
Lucky
low
Lager?
end.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Read the caps,
Yeah.
man.
Those are cheap.
Wasn't there something on the inside of the cap? Yeah.
These
Remember
little
Mickey's
jokes.
Big Mouth?
Well,
Big mouth.
yeah. Back in
Or Schlitz.
well, back in the day when we were
Schlitz malt
entertaining
liquor,
the
yeah.
ladies that needed the clove cigarettes, if you really wanted to get them going and show them some class,
Zima.
you'd pull up the Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill, baby.
Is that Harry Carey over there? Did I hear a hint of Harry Carey over there?
Harry Cowie here.
You?
There's Ryan Sandberg. He's a fine looking.
Oh man!
Staring at the sun for over an hour.
Well, that was the longest introduction to the get this party started. So, cheers, fellas, and let's get this thing rolling.
Cheers.
What's that?
What's up?
What's up, everybody? Today we've got another album review. It's a band called Black Country Communion. It's a supergroup with Glenn Hughes, Joe Bonamassa, Derek Sherinian, and Jason Bonham.
Not John. John's not in this band.
No, he's not. Freudian slip there. But
Jason is a busy man.
he is a busy man. Yes. The album's called V. I listened to it and it's stellar.
Is it V or 5?
5. It's their fifth
I
record.
say V because of the spaceship on the cover.
Or because it's a V,
Yeah.
Roman numeral.
Right.
Yeah.
Take it
So
away,
how
Chad.
come
Oh.
geese fly in the V formation? Is that the only letter they know?
Is there a dad joke coming here?
Well, that's it. That was it. That was the question.
I don't know.
You ever see it? The geese fly like they
Yes.
really? I know why.
Actually-
I know the real answer why, but
Actually, during the fall, I get a flying V fly over my house at 6 p.m. every night.
Nice.
That's a beautiful thing, getting a flying V
Every
anywhere.
night. At
Pretty
right
cool.
around 6 p.m., right in that area.
I get a Les Paul, so that's pretty cool. You can
Yeah.
find me.
doggy.
Take it away, Chad.
Well, yes, like you said, new album, Black Country Communion, supergroup. This is their fifth record. All their records are really great. You got Glenn Hughes from Deep Purple. Of course, he did a lot of solo work. He's in the Dead Daisies. And like I said, fifth album from Black
Actually,
Country
he's
Communion.
not in the Dead Daisies now. Isn't
No,
John
not
Corabi
anymore.
back?
He was before.
Yeah.
He had a stint there.
Yes, he did.
But this is really his band besides his solo work and the other stuff that he does. Joe Bonamassa, who's phenomenal blues player. But I love him in this context because it's more of a rock context with his abilities and his playing. And I like his style of blues. If I'm going to listen to the blues, I like that Gary Moore style of blues, although he's very versatile and he can do it all. But I love the rock context that's in here. The only thing I was a little bummed about on this record is that Joe didn't sing more. In former albums, you had maybe a little bit more Joe with Glenn, but when they sing together, it's really great. Really great. So I wish they'd have done that a little bit more. But yeah, great band. Glenn's voice, still timeless. Singing.
Amazing.
Yeah, singing everything on the album, like I said, except for the one co-lead with Joe.
He might even sound better now than what he did many moons ago. The guy, that voice just does not break.
He certainly hasn't lost a step at all. Standout songs on this: Enlighten, Letting Go, Skyway. But I would say my favorite song is Red Sun. Really like that song. But all the songs are really great. Really good melodies, great execution, great production.
Enlighten right out of the gate, I think is just a great song to just start the album with. And to me, I like Stay Free because it has a nice funky vibe. Cool.
It's a great listen. And if you don't know Black Country Communion, if you like this record, then every one of those records, you're going to love it because they're great songwriters and they're great musicians and they know how to write the melody and execute it. And it's just great rock and roll made in the new millennium, but by elder statesmen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which it does sound like new music today, yet it does have that older vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So glad they're still putting records out. All these guys are really busy, like Rusty said, especially Jason Bonham, bouncing around in the circle and doing a lot of stuff with a lot of bands. He basically was a hired gun, or had been a hired gun, until Sammy picked him up and kind of gave him a little bit more of a steady job. But anyways, back to the Black Country Communion album. I'm going to give this album 4.5 shackles.
Good rating.
Nice.
It is a great record, especially if you put it up against any rock record of today.
Mm-hmm.
4x4. 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 4x4.
Okay, guys, 4x4. You guys remember the Thrash Big Four?
Yes.
I do remember them.
And there's an order to them. They're all basically the founders or the big guys from the 80s, but you have Metallica, then Slayer, then Megadeth, and then Anthrax. That's the Big Four, and that's the order of the Big Four. We're going to do the same thing with glam metal.
Who made
What's
the
the
order?
Big Four? Huh?
To the big four, who made the order?
For Thrash?
Yeah, just curious.
I think it was.
It wasn't me.
The show.
Nobody asked me.
I think it was the concert. Really, that was the order of the concert. So Metallica
Slayer's
headlined.
on just before.
Slayer's just on right before
right?
Metallica. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Anthrax opened, then Megadeth, and yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely by popularity is that order.
Yeah, because other people could argue about who the big four should be. Some other bands that were at that, but that's the big four as we know it. And that's especially if you took album sales and popularity, as you said.
And that's how I approached my list. I also did make a secondary list just for fun that would be my big four. But I think the big four, if you put it in line with how they did Thrash Big Four, these are the bands that represent glam metal when glam metal was huge in the 80s.
So is your list for all of you guys, was your list from that era, like you're living in the moment at that point in time? Or are we talking about it's this year right now, talking about those bands from yesteryear?
My list is completely comprised of my opinion. And yes, there will be bands off of my list
I'm sure there will be that.
with big Sharpies.
My list, not my preference list, but the list that I think is the big four of glam metal, they could play today. And they could have played back then and been the same four. So
Mine is comprised of the bands that I felt in that time embodied the definition of hair metal.
yeah, me too.
That, in my opinion, the bands that embodied that.
Agreed. I did it that way too, but it just happens.
Whether I like them or not.
Right, me too.
Hmm.
Although
So
I like most of them.
I like most
Yeah,
of them.
there are real
I like all of them.
There's three guys that are really sensible here in this group of four, and then there's one jackass.
No, you got to mix it up. I did an alternate list too, so let's get
I
started.
would let him keep going. He was referring to himself.
Was I?
Rusty Bones, what is your number four?
All right.
On the big four of glam metal, aka some people call it hair metal. I think that's lame.
So do
80s
I.
metal's an okay name, but I think the official rock history name is glam metal. That came out of glam rock, just like heavy metal came out of hard rock.
I mean, it could be arena rock, hard rock, but there's so many people that be hard rock.
Arena rock doesn't narrow it down quite as much, but yeah, that's a good definition too.
But hair metal sounds dumb. I don't really care for that
hair
one.
metal's
Yeah,
you
hair
can't-
in the 70s, have hair,
you can't
hair
name
today,
the music off of-
or 60s even. So I don't agree with the name, but hey, there's Hair Nation, which whatever, they named it that too. So anyway, so my number four on the big four is Poison.
Whoa, number four. I'm surprised you got them so low, actually.
I think it's starting to work. We're finally working those guys out of here.
well,
And
you're
in-
gonna have,
and into
like-
their own genre, trash metal.
There are a lot of bands that could fall into this thing. So for me, this is my era. Love this music, and I got a long list of bands
got so
that could
much
be
more
right
work
in here
to do.
too. But if we're looking at ticket sales and likability and album sales and all that kind of stuff, who is the big four as
I
far as that
gotcha.
goes?
I'm just surprised you
So-
got them.
So I mean, I have
so
a right
low.
list, but let's hear what you guys have to say.
Steve, what do you got for number four?
Wasp, number 4.
You know, I fought with that one. I almost put them at.
Wasp is number 4.
That's a good one. That's
Thank
a
you
good
very
one.
much.
That's a good one.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, I got Def Leppard number 4. Early years, not so much, but as it got into the what was considered hair metal, glam metal, they definitely had that look
Oh,
going
I think
on.
Hysteria, they turned
Yeah.
into that.
Mm-hmm.
But they were like pioneers, really, of maybe not hair metal, but I mean, they were the pioneers of. They said they didn't want to make another Pyromania album. They already did it, and everybody else was trying to make that album. We're moving on, and then got even bigger.
Yep. So I'd put that at number 4. Not that that's my number 4 pick for the music, but to me, the image and what embodied
Sure.
that.
Everybody
Yeah.
wanted a mullet then.
We're all
Alex
going to
is
be
rocking
making
it.
excuses for our picks as we go around.
I know,
here.
right?
My number 4, no excuse. I think there be number 4 on the all-time glam metal representation list is Rat. That's
Definitely
my number
falls
4.
They were a band that people follow that style of clothing that they wore and everything like that, because that's all part of that whole scene. It was an image too. And then as it got even deeper into it, then it became more of the image than it did the music.
Right.
There's a lot of truth there. There's a lot of truth there.
Rusty,
what's 3?
Number 3.
See, I'm like getting my pen out to like change my names and change like who's what. But what I have on my list is, which is probably really number 1, but I put it at number 3 is Bon Jovi.
Okay. Bon
So,
Jovi,
I mean,
number
that was
3. Your list is very faulty already. I'm just saying.
Number 3, Rat.
Yeah, I can see that. I have them number 4, so we're
That's
right
our-
there. We're right there.
This is
Well, they
compatibility
did play
list.
Rat
sure.
Poison.
Yes.
They got Rat Poison together.
Oh, yeah.
Played in concert.
Yeah.
I've got
How
Motley
clever.
Crue for number 3. Motley Crue.
Motley Crue for
Not
number
early
3?
years, but as they, same as Def Leppard, as they got more into that late 80s.
If there was a
early
list
90s.
of musical genres, Motley Crue would be under glam metal.
Mhm.
That's where they would put them. I
Yeah.
mean, when you last that long, they've got so many identities.
Mhm.
Right.
They've
Like
outlived
the Theater of Pain was,
anything like that. Yeah, I mean,
really the glam thing with the pink and all that stuff that they were rocking at that time. And then they went back to leather
but even
on the
Shout Out
next
the
one.
Devil look could be considered glam
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
for sure at that time.
But I think then they were going more like what New York Dolls type
Yeah,
stuff.
and Kiss.
Kiss.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, well, my number 3 is Poison, as far as representation of glam metal. Although not one of my favorite bands, you got to give it to them for that.
They led the charge, man. They were
Well, I don't like all the thrash Big Four. I'm not big fans of Slayer. I get what's going on there, and I like to watch some live clips and stuff of them, but I was not a huge fan of Slayer, and I don't have any Slayer records. But I definitely agree that they should be in the thrash Big Four.
where are we at? Number 2.
Number 2,
Number 2, I've got Dokken. Rockin' with Dokken.
Dawkins, a great band. I don't see how you put Dawkins above Bon Jovi as far as
So-
popularity, and if
Well,
you're
that's what I
looking
said.
at
Bon
it that
Jovi's
way.
going to be number 1 on everybody's list if we're going to go popularity. of
except
this.
for yours.
Except mine.
You got
Except
him
mine.
number 3.
I got 4 bands.
Number 2, Motley Crue.
Flows pretty good.
I think so.
Number 2, I got Bon Jovi.
All right. And number 2, I've got Motley Crue.
You know what? CB
some overlap.
and the energy have got something going on. I think you should have just worked Wasp into your list.
Well, they would have been on my list
And Poison could have been out.
if Poison was off. But how can you leave Poison off the
I can
the
leave
Big
Poison
Four
off.
of glam metal?
I can
couldn't
leave
put-
them off of every
You couldn't
list.
put Wasp
Just like
ahead
you
of-
can't leave Slayer off of. That's the way I see it.
But
Whether
that's
I
okay.
like them or not.
That's a different energy and sensibility. That's just
Yeah. Well, I
Angst
have
and
my
anger
other
and-
list. So go ahead. We got number
Poison
1.
is-
Rusty's got number 1.
So I got
and-
number 1, and we're not talking about how many
Yeah.
records they sold, but this was a hair band that should not have been. They should have named their band something else and had their hair in a different style. But I put Cinderella. Great music, great musicians, but that the front of that Night Songs album. I mean, that's right there, glam hair metal at its
For sure.
finest.
And it sold records. That look sold records.
Those guys
Sold
rock,
records.
and it's just saying
Well,
like.
so do these other bands. Rap rocks.
It's all right.
Glam metal doesn't equal poor musicianship.
Well, in some cases
Sometimes
it does.
Well, yeah. But we're done talking about Poison.
I wasn't talking about Poison. I like Poison.
All right. Number 1 on my list is a band that's still rocking stadiums, even with tracks. Def Leppard.
Oh.
Even with tracks.
Def Leppard's a good pick.
Number 1 for
You
me
already
is
had them.
Poison.
Oh, see, he's got him number 1.
We got a 1, a
Yeah.
3, and a 4 for
Because
Poison.
they
Yeah.
ran the whole thing into the ground. And I have some good memories from Poison. My brother liked a couple songs. There's a couple songs from my high school year that I remember partying to. Not that, looking back as a musician that I'm like, oh, wow, these guys are fantastic. But,
That is just great, fun rock and roll.
yeah, that's
Nothing
my
but a good time.
That's my memories of it. Is great, is fun. And then, but, you look at, they took glam to the extreme.
Well, the number 1 glam metal band, who is another huge band that's redefined themselves several times over and is way beyond just glam metal, but they would definitely be the glam metal band of the 80s, and that's Bon Jovi.
They were the poster child.
Yeah.
No. Def Leppard's not on my list because as I see it, they would be under the new wave of British heavy metal and not under glam metal, but I totally see they're part of that whole scene. No big argument here, but that's why I didn't have them on my list, because I would have put Def Leppard above Poison and Rat for sure.
I had Def Leppard there as the pioneer. With Pyromania, I think not only did they lay the foundation, they set the course for what a lot of those hair metal bands were doing. Everyone was trying to make the next Pyromania.
Oh, yeah.
And that included all the bands on my list. That's why they were number one on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me with Def Leppard, it was at the time, like the music videos, Pour Some Sugar on Me, like seeing that and then seeing Poison. They all kind of, to me, in my mind, during that era, were lumped together as far as the image and some of the sound. And in the magazines, you know, they had the spreads with the, you know, hair. Def Leppard, I think, was wearing makeup at that time, at least a little bit.
Well, yeah, they definitely looked 80s.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't Poison looking.
No.
Matter of fact, they were very English looking with still wearing jeans.
Ripped jeans.
One of the
and all
guitar
that.
players didn't even have long hair.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, Phil Collin, I don't think.
whereas, Phil Collin didn't have long hair for most of the time.
Right,
You know, you got Rickett Allen, you know, behind the drum kit in his shorts.
right. Almost looked like he had a perm, kind of short hair perm.
For anybody who cares, my alternate list, regardless of popularity, but who I would love to go see as a big four would be Motley Crue as a headliner, Dokken, Rat, TNT. Just threw that out
That'd
there,
be cool.
but that wouldn't
That'd be a good show.
wouldn't suffice for everyone's view.
So I had some bands. I didn't make an alternative list. I just put, this is who I also falls into that genre that could replace any of these four that I chose, but weren't as big or were as big, but it was just hard to choose one from the other, and Rat being one of them. Great White, which was bluesy, but they still fell into that.
I thought of Great White.
And then I got Slaughter and Warrant. We talked about Theater of Pain, you know, when they were really in the glam right there at that point. But then was a Girls was the next album, right? Then they're on Harleys, Black Leather.
I liked the glam metal period. I liked the way it looked. It just didn't stand the test of time. So then when you look back at it, it gets a bad rap and the music gets overlooked.
All right. We got a big one tonight, boys. We got a banger battle going on. We are going to have the battle of two bands that have something to prove. We got David Lee Roth, exits Van Halen one way or the other, fire, quit, whatever. There's all sorts of different rumors there. And then you've got Sammy coming into Van Halen. Van Halen going to be able to survive without David? And is David going to survive without Van Halen? You know, David was on top of the world at that time. He went out and made an EP before he was out of Van Halen. Everything that I've seen or read was that was not approved by Eddie to go do this. Not that Eddie owns him, but it was still like something that he was against.
He did
and
it kind of under the...
Yeah. And he was proud of it and showing them like, hey, check this out. And he did, you know, Beach Boys cover song, but Crazy from the Heat EP was the name of it, but California Girls. Great video. If you remember Dave TV. I mean, he had the MTV was going on and he was all over that thing all the time.
Well, he definitely picked, if he was going to leave Van Halen and go solo, he definitely picked the right time.
That was the right time. Perfect
time. That's
timing.
what's going to happen.
So Van Halen releases 5150 with new vocalist Sammy Hagar. You guys heard of him, maybe?
Yes.
That album goes 6 times platinum, approaching 7 million now. David Lee Roth comes out with Eat 'Em and Smile in 1986 as well, with a guitar virtuoso Steve Vai and bassist Billy Sheehan. David Lee Roth.
Don't forget Greg Bissonette.
Well, yeah, Greg Bissonette too. Well,
freaking phenomenal drummer.
He is a phenomenal drummer. I mean, he got an all-star band right there going on.
He plays in the all-star band right now.
Yes, he does. Ringo's all-star band.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, he does.
So David Lee Roth, Yankee Rose comes out, and that really put Steve Vai on the map. I believe, on that song right there. I mean, he was already there with Zappa and all that, but I'm saying like that's when he really started becoming a household name, in my opinion. And then
I don't know that he was a household name with David Lee Roth, but he definitely gained a lot of popularity from the Zappa days. I mean, unless you were a musician or into, eclectic music like Frank Zappa, you didn't know who Steve Vai was.
Right,
That's what I'm saying. You knew who the dude was in Crossroads.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jack Butler.
True.
You knew who Jack Butler was.
He was the devil's right hand, his musician.
Where and when for this thing?
Oh, I can get us there real quick. Jack Butler's gonna like you.
But Steve Vai lost actually to the Karate Kid in that movie.
Ralph Macchio did the guitar version of The Crane.
So you had the entertaining video Yankee Rose, and then you also had Going Crazy was another fun video. You got Shy Boy on there, which was a Talus song.
Yeah.
Back when Billy Sheehan was in that band prior to that.
Songs to exercise their chops in.
Which album wins on those two albums? Now, I'll run through the song list on here just for your guys so you understand what we're talking about here. Both 1986 releases. Both of them was their first album after Dave left, and then Dave's first on his own. So 5150, Good Enough, Why Can't This Be Love, Get Up, Dreams, Summer Nights, Best of Both Worlds, Love Comes Walking In, 5150, and Inside. So 9 songs on theirs. David Lee Roth, Yankee Rose, Shy Boy, I'm Easy, Ladies Night in Buffalo, Going Crazy, Tobacco Road, Elephant Gun, Big Trouble, Bump and Grind, and That's Life. What do you guys think? Who came out of the gate with the better album?
Dave out of the gate was this is Van Halen Part 2. And I've got a dude that can play Van Halen just as good as Van Halen, quote unquote. That was what, Dave was going with. He had an insane bass player. He had an insane drummer. But what they didn't have was the chemistry of Van Halen. That was what they were.
Who does?
No, the mighty Van Halen. That's it. Van Halen, the musicians of Van Halen, and the BGVs of Van Halen, and the chemistry of that whole group is able to sustain the loss of their MC, inject another superstar, and create something probably bigger than what they had before.
Well, of course they didn't know at the time.
They didn't.
It became bigger.
Yeah.
No question.
And
Reached
I've shared
a much wider audience.
Exactly. I wasn't on board with the new Van Halen until I heard it. And when I heard it, then I was changed. But Dave, out of the gate, I was on board. Because you knew exactly what you're getting. You knew exactly what was happening. And this was, as a bass player, listening, knowing what Billy Sheehan's able to do, knowing what Greg Bissonette can do. And now you're throwing Steve Vai on top of this. You got to be kidding me.
You needed Steve Vai because you had to cover Van Halen songs live.
Absolutely. And
you needed Greg Bissonette because you had to cover Van Halen songs live.
Exactly.
They weren't just going out and playing all of Eat 'Em and Smile.
Dano, bigger impact?
Got to go with Van Halen. I mean, you always got to respect somebody that leaves a band, and if they're able to put together a band, I mean, he had a lot of influence and popularity, and so he had leverage to get those amazing.
He was on top of the world at that
right. I mean, he could pick whoever he wanted to play with them.
Massive.
Right. So, of course, I mean, that was a super group at the time. But I think, like Steve said, chemistry, songwriting, to me, it's hands down Van Halen. Chapter 2 for them to be that impactful and for that to be such a successful first album for that new chapter is really incredible.
I think both albums, when they came out, they exceeded expectations. You had an idea what Dave was going to do, like you said, Steve.
Yeah.
You weren't sure exactly what Van Halen was going to give you.
Right.
Because
Pretty quiet,
you're mixing
too.
up, you're mixing the great Van Halen in with the great Sammy Hagar, who's
Right.
also on top of the world. So it's not like they're trying to introduce some unknown singer. that might have a great voice, but you never heard of them. So
Right.
it is a super group, like you said. But I think both albums came out and exceeded what people were expecting,
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
and people were expecting a lot. But Impact, I mean, 5150 is one of the best albums ever recorded, in my opinion.
Amen. Sammy said it best. Only time will tell if we stand the test of time.
Was that his quote?
Why,
Was he
yes.
the first guy to say that?
He's the first one that recorded it. He got a copyright on it.
All right. So the bigger influence.
Well, again, I'm
Say
gonna
Van
go.
Halen.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Van Halen just because of my immediate previous statement. You still hear in regular rotation tunes from 5150. You're hard pressed to get a Yankee Rose spin every once in a.
I would
blue
think you
moon.
hear Yankee Rose, not to the point of 5150, but any other song. Take that one out, maybe Going Crazy. But you're not going to hear them in normal rotation. You might
Right.
hear them out of the
That's what
Ladies Night in
what-
Buffalo or something comes on, but I mean, you're not really going to be in normal rotation.
Right.
All right. How about okay, now this one gets tough, and I'll let you guys go, but there's going to be, I don't know if you want to call them asterisks on here, but better musicians. Who's the
For me, I think if you were to take the musicians from Dave's band and put them on their own and have them record an album on their own, they could probably put together maybe a better solo album that would be geared towards musicians. But Van Halen's one of those anomalies where the musicians, the whole makes up more than the individual.
That's what very well put.
Yeah.
Very well put. It's that chemistry thing.
Mhm.
It's true.
But they have that on top of the musicianship.
Right.
I mean, Eddie Van Halen is number
Eddie
one.
Eddie Van Halen is Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah,
And-
it's proven that Sammy Hagar can do his own thing. I'm sure Eddie could do his own thing. Michael Anthony, Alex,
Who knows?
who knows? But I would think there's probably more of those in the David Lee Roth lineup for maybe solo type stuff.
Well, Steve Vai.
Steve Vai is a very
Right.
That's
accomplished
what he
solo.
does.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Greg Bissonette hasn't put out his own records, but he's on lots of other people. He is a hired gun.
Mhm.
He is a first call.
All
drummer.
three of those guys are hired guns and were hired guns at the time.
Right. But that was, and I think what Dave was, well, I don't know what Dave was hoping for, but I'm sure he was hoping for the same kind of lightning in a bottle of Van Halen. Like, the chemistry.
but with that
component.
lineup, wasn't it just the first two albums and then
And then Billy Sheehan left, and then Bissonette's brother came
Matt
in, right?
Bissonette.
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, obviously the chemistry wasn't there to go for the long haul. Plus the record sales were diminishing from that point.
Yeah, I think Billy could see he could see that the ship was coming in, and with the whatever it is.
Well, he
Speak
got
of the
offered the
Devil in
Mr.
Third.
Big gig. They started Mr. Big right around that time. So
But
I
that's-
don't really know the story. I don't know if he left because he saw the writing on the wall, or if the Mr. Big thing seemed like, hey, this is a band that I can be an equal part of rather than I'm hired to be
Right.
in Dave's band.
And there's a lot to be said about that, where he's got more input, more creative input, rather than just a dude, lay down a track and get out of here. No, that's playing too much. Bring it down.
And David Lee Roth, he had no control at all. He is literally a hired gun.
Right.
No matter how great he is or how much he adds to the music or even writes the music,
Right.
if David Lee Roth wants to have a different bass player, he will.
Right.
Whereas in Mr. Big, he is the Mr. Big bass player.
Right.
And there is a lot to say for that, especially if you can get some success out of it.
And it led to better things for them too. I mean, obviously Billy got that gig and then on to Winery Dogs and then back and forth with Mr. Big. But I'm saying like it did lead to good stuff there.
Billy kind of stayed a hired gun, even though he had a main band at every time. But he's played with a lot of people.
He was just working.
And he's such an accomplished musician. He's an easy fit.
Right.
Somebody who can come in and play the music and can gel, and so he can cover it. Even if it's not Billy Sheehan, he can cover it.
Right.
So the next one, I think we already answered, but better songs.
It's Van
I think
Halen.
it's
easy.
no
Yeah.
we don't
question.
really have to go there. And then we got the better album covers.
I go with
Both
5150.
are interesting, but I
Yeah,
love the 5150
Yeah, I'm
album
going
cover.
5152, but
So iconic.
yeah, Dave. I love the Dave album cover. That one's always. I've always loved that album cover.
Oh yeah.
So that's your pick?
No, 5150.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying. It's not a. Forget about it.
So as we go down this list, just to recap, bigger impact was Van Halen, bigger influences Van Halen, better musicians Van Halen, better songs Van Halen, better album covers Van Halen. So you guys choose David Lee Roth and it's Van Halen's.
I have the David Lee Roth band as bigger influence.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I think the influence that they brought is you started to see a lot more records with shredder material on it. Now you're showcasing Steve Vai's style of playing and Billy Sheehan's style of playing, and that led to a lot more Yngwie acceptance and all that kind of stuff.
I was gonna go there. I think that the shredding piece of it, it did influence the shredding guitar players and the G4s and all that stuff. But I think that the Van Halen influenced their like sound of bands like into the late 80s and into the 90s.
When you get into the Sammy years, obviously you got all these great players, but it really is all about the songs. I mean, the songs are great,
compared to Raw.
written melodies. You've got Sammy's sensibility on the melodies on top of the great playing and the range. I mean, Eddie didn't have that range with David Lee Roth when he was writing music. Plus, you got a whole nother instrument that's becoming more predominant. You saw it a little bit in 1984, but definitely you got it in 5150.
And you got another guitar player.
Yeah.
But I think the clear winner here is 5150.
The mighty Van Halen.
And we're talking 7 million albums sold versus just over 1 million. So I think the fans
That
have also
tells
said
it.
Van Halen.
Yeah.
This is the featured subject.
All right, our featured subject tonight is bands you never saw in concert. Maybe you would have loved to see them, but they just weren't around anymore, or you were around, but you just didn't get there, and now there's no chance, or maybe there was never a chance, but you wish you could have seen them. So we're going to talk about a few of those bands. How was this exercise for y'all? Rusty?
I think you guys are going to come out with some bands and I'm going to go like, yeah, I want to see them too. So I think it's going to be interesting to see it. A lot of the rock ones that I wanted to see, I've seen already. So, my list is a little bit different from that. I believe there's going to be one band on all of our lists.
Really?
Yeah, really. I think that'll happen. But
Really? I'm curious to know what that might be.
I can throw it out now, but
I think I
we
know
can
it
wait.
is.
Sure,
Yes.
you can throw it out right now.
I'm going to say the mighty Led Zeppelin would be a band.
Yes, sir.
Did you see Led Zeppelin?
No, I did not see Led Zeppelin.
Oh.
Would you like to
Anybody
see
saw
Led
that?
Zeppelin?
That's the reason why I thought maybe that wouldn't have been on everybody's list, because I thought Steve might have seen him.
Celebration.
Ticket sales for the In Through the Outdoor tour were going on sale on a Monday. John Bonham decided to die on Sunday.
Oh,
That's right. I remember that story.
That was a bad day in rock and roll. That was a bad day.
Yeah.
Still is.
Still a bad day in rock and roll.
Well, Led Zeppelin was definitely the first one that came to my mind.
Mine
of
too.
of the band that I would love
So
to see
that was
live.
the one I said all four of us would be probably choosing that one.
Yep.
You're
There were
right.
some that I almost put on there, but then I realized, oh wait, I did see him. That's kind of cool. I saw him.
I realized that on a lot of bands.
Yeah.
Actually, I only have 3 other bands besides Led Zeppelin written down, because
So did I.
all the
I've seen
other
most
ones
of them.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I started a little bit late, but I mean, I was going every week or two to a concert after I
Yeah.
started.
Full live music, yeah.
And it's been a long time since we've been going to concerts.
Yeah.
I mean, we are not young spring chickens.
Yeah, some of the ones I put were just a little bit left field because I've seen a lot, of the bands that I've wanted to see.
Well, why don't you give us one of
Fortunately. I mean, one would have been like Johnny Cash. I would have loved to see Johnny Cash.
Oh, going a little bit on the
But even before he
country
died, that
rock
era,
road.
when he was having Rick Rubin produce his stuff, I would have loved to seen him in that era.
Did he even do any live shows after that record?
I don't know.
That's a great record,
Yeah,
by the way.
it's amazing.
Hurt.
Yeah,
That song's
with
on
that
there.
song on there. Yeah, Nine Inch Nails cover.
Yep.
So I'll just go through mine real quick. Death is an obvious one. You know, we always talk about Death, and I didn't get to see him.
Why didn't you see them?
Yeah, what the heck?
He died.
Death.
what I was going
Death
for.
is
They
the
were
reason.
Yeah.
That already happened before you were a
Well,
fan of
I was
theirs?
into him, and I just didn't quite seize the day. You know, I was into him
Literally.
No carpe diem.
for about maybe 4 years before he died, something like that.
Oh,
And I just
so you did have a chance.
I probably had a chance. Yeah, Motorhead, Queen.
Does anybody else have Motorhead?
I'd like to see them though. I didn't.
I've seen Motorhead a
I've
couple
heard
times
they were
actually.
I didn't see
loud.
Motorhead.
I heard they played loud.
I never saw them
It was
headline,
loud.
but I saw
Yeah,
them
loud.
open up a few shows, and so they weren't blasting or anything, but it was. I mean, it's exactly what you expect, man.
Yeah.
Lemmy and
Four on the
Motorhead
floor.
it's they just deliver it. It's consistent.
Right.
It's a machine gun iron knuckle blast to the face.
Yes. Queen.
You
on
saw
there.
Queen, right?
I saw Queen several times.
Oh man, I
I'd
never
like to
saw
see them.
Queen.
Genesis and Radiohead.
Times.
I don't know if I could sit through a whole Radiohead show.
I don't know if I could either, but to me they're interesting enough. I can't really even sit through their albums, to be honest, but there are certain songs from them that I listen to and go, wow, that's pretty creative.
Yeah, they definitely have some really creative stuff, but
So I think I would.
tonally it doesn't hit me quite as
Mhm.
much. But they have some good stuff.
Yeah, they're very inventive.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't my music, and I didn't put it on my list. But I mean, now that you're bringing up some of those bands like that, you've got the Deadheads following them around everywhere. The Grateful Dead. I mean, it might be interesting just to go people watch.
Experience it.
You
Yeah.
know, I don't know enough of their music to know anything from them, but
Me neither.
I don't know. I don't know.
Might be a
That
cool
would-
experience.
It
Just
might
to,
be an
It
experience.
was a very
Yeah.
cool experience over at the Sphere, but that's not the Grateful Dead. That was
Right.
Dead and Friends. But
Closest thing
Gives
to
you-
you're
yeah,
gonna get to it
closest
now.
thing you're going to get. John Mayer playing the role of Jerry Garcia. I didn't know a single song, and the way that those guys did their set, I don't think they knew what they were going to play before they went out on stage. They just,
It's like a jam session.
yeah, it's literally it. And that
But with
because
the Sphere, they had to have stuff dialed in on the screen, right?
it was
Psychedelic.
Mhm.
it was truly a beautiful experience.
It was an experience. That's what it would have to be with the Grateful Dead. I can honestly say I've never even thought about going to a Grateful Dead concert. Rusty, who else you got on your list?
So Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. We saw Tom Petty. We saw Tom Petty
I would
together.
see that. That would have been pretty cool.
It was very good.
Yeah.
He had a intermission, and when he came back out, he was definitely stoned.
And because this is a
It was
rock
like he
show-
came back out after intermission. He was like, "Oh man, look at everybody!" I mean, it was like not even disguised at all.
He was high.
Nice.
Tom was
Speaking
high.
of high, I'll go with Jimi Hendrix. Would have been nice to have been able to see that.
Yeah.
I've seen AC/DC several times with Brian Johnson. I'd like to see him with Bon Scott.
Mm.
That's not going to happen. And then the number one show. Don't be ridiculing me on this one. But
What?
I would like to have seen Prince.
I saw Prince. It was one of the shows
I
I
didn't see Prince.
I think my buddy saw him too. He said he was very, very good.
I saw
That guy
Prince
is a
on
musician, man.
on
He
the
rocks.
last tour that he did. He was playing as a 4-piece rock band. He had Third Eye Girl was his backup band. They're all girls and him. And they came out and did the Prince songs in 4-piece rock delivery. And it was,
That was-
and I saw it at the Grove, Anaheim.
Wow. That's pretty intimate there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I got the full experience, and with my good buddy that was working for Coors at the time, so he got us in the whole VIP experience, and we were hanging out with No Doubt back there and all that kind of stuff. And then they let us in before they let the crowd in, and it's only 5,000 people maybe.
Yeah, it's
the
a
Grove,
small
not even
venue,
that,
yeah.
3,000 maybe. So we walked right up front and center, and my friend and I, he's even taller than me. I think he's like 6'4". And we come right up there to the front of the stage, and we're like, yeah, we're not going to stand here for this whole concert. We're going to be on display for everybody. So we went back to the second section and got a perfect view, and what a freaking show. He had the full fro going. I mean, he's a phenomenal musician. And I would have liked to see him with the new power generation and even with the Revolution. But it was awesome. I got to see him before he passed.
My list.
Beautiful thing.
Well, another one I got on my list that I never saw. Maybe one of you guys did. Black Sabbath.
Saw them.
Which version of Black Sabbath did you see?
Saw them on their reunion tour in '98, and Pantera.
Was it just them, or was it the Ozfest?
No. It was their tour at the Forum. That is where they played here, and Incubus opened up, and then Pantera, and then Black Sabbath, and it was the original lineup.
Interesting to have Incubus on that.
I thought the same thing, but Incubus had a little bit of a different sound at that time. They didn't quite have the new metal, newer rock. It was very abstract. I remember thinking like, wow, this is kind of different. Like I
like them.
I didn't know what to think of
their
at the
records,
time.
but I wouldn't put them on that bill.
Yeah. And that's the only time I saw Pantera that's the only time I saw Pantera, because I saw Damage Plan. But yeah, it was pretty cool seeing Pantera.
I have
perform.
Pantera on my list. I never saw Pantera, either version, the good, great version or the 90s version.
I saw Born Again tour with Ian Gillan.
Did you really?
I really did.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
And it was...
That would have been cool. It would have been
what
awesome.
was really
Seeing
cool?
with Dio would
Seeing
be awesome.
Black Sabbath play Smoke on the Water. That was cool.
Oh, interesting. I only got one more on my list. Anybody else got some to throw out?
I've got a couple.
Go throw them down, Steve. Who'd you not get to see that maybe one of us got to see and we can tell you about it?
I'm going to guarantee none of you saw him. It was Keith Moon.
Oh, The Who. But you have seen
I've seen The Who.
I've seen The Who.
Many times.
Yeah. So how does this count then?
I didn't see Keith.
Well, kind
My
of. I said
wife-
ACDs with Bon Scott.
Yeah.
My wife
Well, you were
saw
cheating also.
Keith.
Oh, really?
She saw the Who Are You tour.
My bad.
She saw one of the final shows of...
There's a very good
Keith
story
Moon.
that Steve has about going to see The Who.
Oh,
that
yeah.
If you listen to another episode, I can't give you the podcast number, but it is a pretty good
I
story.
think that's podcast number 11, right, Rusty?
You're just going to have to listen to them all and find
right.
out. And who's
And-
the next one?
And the other one, I'm going to guess is probably on CB's list, but the Fab Four.
Yeah, I don't have the Beatles on my list only because I've seen the Beatles footage, and none of those live shows look like a show where you could really see the Beatles. Feels like it would just be a scream fest of chaos.
And not enough PA, just a bunch of screaming girls. Okay, that's fair.
So I
enough.
never really had that. Man, I really like to see the Beatles. I would love to have been sitting on the rooftop. That would have been freaking awesome. So, but yeah, I didn't.
Or even in the
I didn't
building
throw them on my
across
list.
from the rooftop. That'd be good.
Yes.
Where those other blokes were.
The only other band I have on my list is actually a band that came out in the very late 80s and were popular in the 90s, and I didn't get to see them, and they didn't stay together, and they're probably not going to reunite, although they could. Damn Yankees. Never got to see the Damn Yankees. I love the sound of that band. Great supergroup, great records, great songs. Would have loved to see them.
I got to see them a couple times. And it's funny because they you got Jack Blades and Tommy Shaw making fun of each other because of the bands they're in, even though they're great bands, but they're just picking on each other on the stage, and they're like, oh yeah, you were in that band Styx. Babe, I love you. And he starts playing it and kind of making fun of him. And he goes, oh, you were in that band Night Ranger, Sister Christian. And then, so they're just kind of taking shots at each other. And then Ted comes out with his guitar, like chewing gum, like just walking out on stage, like, can't make fun of me. You know, it's just like, I'm a badass. And just, you know, it was pretty funny. But Ted does his, brings out a bow and arrow and shoots a, you know, whatever you
Shoots
call
a
it.
335.
Shoots a deer. Now the deer is obviously a decoy deer, but falls
No
down.
live deers on
No, they
concert.
didn't bring live ones. Like release the deer.
How many shows? Yeah, how many shows did they have?
The deer is in the audience. The deer is in the audience.
They gotta find a deer in each town.
But it's great. I mean, what
Deer
a
contest in each town.
Right.
Fans can bring the
It's
best
just 2
deer
albums, right?
to be sacrificed on the stage.
2 albums, super group,
Just 2 records.
2 records. And Don't Tread on Me.
Well, man, how awesome it would have been to be able to see some of these bands. I would have loved to see, and I'll just say again, 80s Pantera, when they were of the glam metal scene.
At a club
Right.
like in
In
Dallas.
Would have been so awesome. But
Cool.
never got to see them, or never got to see them even, when they blew the 90s wide open and changed their sound, and they were awesome then too.
Well, that's a lot of bands, guys. What is everybody else's list out there listening?
Yeah, put them in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and put them in the comments, won't you?
We'll take a look.
Yeah.
We'll like it back. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah,
You see?
that's it.
The Dungeon recommends.
All right, guys. That's a wrap for the show. Outside of what does the dungeon recommend? Does anyone got anything?
I have a recommendation based on 2 takes from tonight. Gibson has released the Jimi Hendrix Flying V.
Really?
And it has been reissued, and it's got some funky flowers on it. And it's if you are a collector, there aren't many to be made, and
Really?
they ain't cheap. But for 2 references of the Jimi Hendrix reference and our flying geese, the Flying V.
That's right.
Anything to recommend?
I got one. Christian metal band. You've heard of them. Living Sacrifice.
Yes, I've seen them in concert. Actually, they played at the church I used to go
You were
to.
saying that, yeah. They've got an awesome album from I think late 90s called Reborn. It's badass. You'll like it whether you're into Christian metal or whatever. If you like heavy hardcore metal stuff, you'll like that album.
What's the name of the record?
Reborn.
All right. Nice. I would just recommend go get the new Black Country Communion record, V or 5. It's their 5th record featuring Glenn Hughes, and listen to it while you're enjoying a little driftless Glenn like we did tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Rock and Roll Dungeon. Until next time.
You're in the dungeon.